I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Bully.
And Vita and Chip and Colby. Hey, did you turn Salty off?
I did not turn Salty off.
Well,
did you?
No.
Probably your fault. So we are...
So I was curious if Salty was actually salty, but...
I'm pretty sure...
I'm not going to lick him. And one of the kids was like, hey, why did you call it salty? And I told them, I'm like, oh, that's because it's made of salt, supposedly. And then they said, can I lick it? I said, go ahead.
That must have been Johan.
No. Johan said, that's disgusting. Okay. Isn't that surprising? It was actually Zoe that licked it.
Yeah.
She said it was very salty, and that type of salt would taste excellent on eggs.
Right.
Anyway, so last night, was it last night on our fireside?
Well, this is a very special clip that we're shooting because this will be the last time that you will see Vin and Sori.
Yeah.
At anything under than 100,000 subs. Were you scared? Thanks to you guys, in under 1 year, we're pretty much closing in on 100,000 subscribers.
Getting that silver button.
Silver play button. That's very important to me to get that silver play button, man. You gotta have goals. You gotta have goals, ladies and gentlemen. Silver play button in under a year. It's gonna be a very big moment. Getting a little emotional. Inshallah ta'ala, this will push us over, but this is Blind Guardian, and then there was silence. We got this song because we did a fireside yesterday. See, this is one of the perks of doing fireside.
Well.
Because it was requested hardcore a bunch in the fireside.
But then somebody paid for it, so.
Yeah, but I had, you'll see when you were gone, I had already decided that we were going to do it.
Oh.
I told Holly, I said, Holly, just email me, sis. She said, I'm going to put up $75 and request a song. And I'm like, no, just, and then you came in and then
the socialist
somebody
says,
else,
we'll pass out everything for free.
Yeah, I passed out a couple shirts for free yesterday.
You did, which shorted me on the people that paid for them today.
You're such a liar. Didn't short you on anything.
It did.
Then Teespring it to him.
I know that.
Ridiculous.
I just wanted to make you panic a little bit.
You filthy capitalist. So anyway.
No, babe, just trying to go full time.
Then there was Silence Blind Guardian. So they requested the song. So we did, and yeah, I mean.
This is Greg and Holly.
Yeah, there's a
shout out
to Greg and Holly, and there's the advantage of super chats, kind of like instant gratification. But anyway, the big thing is join the firesides because we want to talk to you. And you never know what can happen. Shirt giveaways happen.
Bingo. No, I'm just kidding. That's private.
That's an inside joke.
Yep.
Don't talk about that. And let's go.
And go.
Carries a come to the end. Watch your step, Cassandra, you may fall. As I've stumbled on the field, find myself in darkest places, find myself drifting away. And the other world find myself, she dies in vain. Can I be free? I'm falling alone. The sun runs faster, starts disaster, the merry man waits for you to find me. And then now was silent, just a voice from the other world. Like a leaf in an icy world, memories hold fast. Misty tales and poems lost, all the bliss and beauty will be gone. Weary soul found release for a while at the moment of their final smile. It's the triumph of shame and disease. Raise my hands and praise the day. Break the spell, show me a way. In decay, the flame of joy will shine bright. The newborn child will carry you into the hall. The newborn step will be a blessing to us all. Good choice, bad choice, out of free you've chosen misery. Forward with communion night. War is the only answer. Love will conquer. So the judgment's been laid to the fairest that waits footsteps that leave faith. Feel the heat of passion for the day. Don't let it miss, don't let it disaster, obsession, death they'll bring. We can't get up once they are in. She's like the sunrise, outshines the moon at night. Precious like starlight, shivering on water of bronze. Long as we the thread of life is gone. That kind's been placed below my tongue. Never give up, never give in. Be on our side so we can win. Never give up, never give in. Be on our side. Is soon to come. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nothing to lose like what was said. We'll face the storm created by a man. Dash the lions, marches on. I am the woman, you're the lad. Treasure wall, run the wall. Take the shelter, bodies fall. Nowhere to hide, nothing to lose like what was said. It's all for one and one for all. We live I feel that some surprise, they're gone. Your time goes by, and you will still kept out of sight. We live misty tales and poetry. We die all the
That end. Still the wind blows, calm and silent. Da 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 da.
Is that the part you liked a lot?
We should have. This should have been the soundtrack to freaking Troy. You know that movie with what's his face, the blonde fellow.
Is that not charging?
No, it's not.
Unplug it from your computer, and I'll plug it over here for you. I don't remember that one.
Brad Pitt, you love that one.
Show it to me again. Maybe I'll love it again.
Yeah. You want to see Brad Pitt again, huh?
I don't remember who Brad Pitt is, but Charles.
Mm-hmm. Typical. Typical.
But
Typical.
if you want to take your shirt off, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Honey, unplug that. I'm going to plug it in right here. You're just complicating this entire thing.
I don't want to...
This is about to turn into a My Sori Life instead of...
I don't want to distract all the ladies in the village with all this goodness. Huh?
No, I didn't mean that. Do it in my room.
Oh, boy. Whatever you say. This charger's dead, babe. That's what
How are these chargers always getting broken?
Keep giving them to the kids. This is the one the kids are using. Anyway.
We won't break it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is about Troy. Did you see?
Like it.
Did you see? What's her name? I forgot who it was, but she's like, "Why are they up at this late at night? I'm on subbing."
Oh, the kids.
Yeah. Because Johan showed up later.
Yeah.
She's like, "I'm on subbing." All right.
Well, we just have a different schedule than everybody.
I think we'll make it. I think we'll be all right. Okay, so obviously this is about Troy,
Yeah.
and this was.
Is that the?
This is
I don't remember the story of Troy. Is he the one that like
Hector?
him and his brother and the father killed
Yeah.
the brother?
Well, the one that we watched had it was Brad Pitt, and he was like the crazy warrior guy. He just loved to fight, and then you had the brother was supposed to fight, but he was too scared.
Yeah.
So then Hector came in and fought, and then it was
But he
Achilles.
got killed,
it was
right?
Achilles versus Hector.
Yeah, the rough one got killed.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
the real gangster,
Yeah.
because his brother is Legolas, the dude that played Legolas from whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
But the whole jihad started because of a woman. The brother had slept with the dudes. Let me get these names right. Hector, Achilles.
So they both
this is
brothers
from the Iliad.
slept with the same girl?
No. Hector's brother slept with the girl,
Okay.
and then so it started an excuse for the entire war.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
so then
Yep.
he
I see the picture now.
yeah. So I loved it. I love that movie. You liked it too. You liked it a lot.
Yeah.
You love that Roman mythology
I
stuff.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And
Okay, I remember who Brad.
It's Hector.
Who is it? Is it Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
I remember who he is now.
Yeah. And then they had the horse and all the rest of it, and it was a jolly good war. It's a good jihad.
Yeah.
So this song is like the definition of epic. Subhanallah. It's a freaking 13.5-minute song. Mm-hmm. Tell me what the overall feel of it for you.
Well, it had like that big feel to it, dramatic. At first I hated it.
Really?
When it first started, I'm like,
Why?
are you serious? I didn't like the sound of the guy's voice. I felt like it was pretentious. Like, I just did not like it at all. And it grew on me more throughout. Like, at first it was going to get like a 6.
Well,
but it grew on me.
Blind Guardian is kind of like a form of power metal. So power metal is like, and epic and, dragons and...
Well, and I felt like I was being pushed on the conveyor belt that whole
You always talk about that. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
You remember when we were in the
You're
airport?
pushed on the conveyor belt.
Remember when we were in the airport and we had to run? And then we went on that like walking thing and we were running on that walking thing.
Yeah.
And it already felt like, well, if you were on that and on top of that somebody was also pushing you. It's just too much.
It sounds annoying, but I don't know
too
what
fast,
I don't know what you're talking about.
It sounds annoying.
It's very annoying.
I feel like I'm being rushed and I can't like stop and feel the song because I'm being pushed forward and the music is going so fast and so
okay.
I didn't like it at all at first, like I said, but then I started kind of coming into it and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
There was one thing. There was one line here that was like, I was like, ah. Sometimes somebody says something so crazy, I'm like, well, there it is. She's like the sunrise outside. She's like the sunrise, outshines the moon at night, precious like starlight. Mm-hmm. She'll bring in a murderous. Precious like starlight is a good line.
Yeah.
That's a good line. That's the line of the month, ladies and gentlemen. The song of the month lyrically was that band, I forgot, Pain of Salvation. That was the name of the band.
Yeah.
But that one was the line
that
of
was
the month.
pretty. I did like that part.
Precious like starlight. Reminded me of you. I was like, oh, sorry.
Me?
Yeah, you're precious like starlight. For sure. What do you mean?
I don't feel precious like starlight.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, to me, and to Allah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I was listening to this beautiful hadith.
Yeah.
There's this guy named, I think his name is Julebib.
Yeah.
And he was ugly. As a matter of fact, Julebib basically means deformed.
Really?
Yeah. And so
he was given the name at birth, like they looked at him and they gave him that?
Yeah, it's probably his nickname, like Abu Jahl.
Oh, okay.
But his kunya. But so Muhammad would try to like make him feel better or whatever. And he said so there Julebib was in the market. Muhammad started wrestling with him.
Yeah.
And when he found out it was Muhammad, because Muhammad had these like notoriously like smooth, silky hands, and he's like the only one in all Arabia that had these smooth hands, right?
Uh-huh.
So he found out it was Muhammad. He says, "Ya Rasulullah, blah blah blah," right? And then Muhammad says, "Who would like to buy my slave? Who'd like to buy my slave?" Because I mean that's what you did in the market. Yeah, just right. And then Julebib says, "Ya Rasulullah," he said, "Nobody would buy me," because he was small. He's actually a dwarf probably.
Okay.
And he's like, "I'm not worth anything to anybody." And then Muhammad turned him around and put his hands on his shoulders, and he said, "Ya Julebib, but to Allah you are priceless."
No.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Good one, Muhammad. But yeah, you're precious like starlight for sure.
I feel like I don't feel good. This pregnancy, I'm tired.
Well, you're creating another human. You and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are creating another human being. I think you can...
I get a little pass?
I think you get a pass for that. So yeah, this is an epic song, but you got to be like mega familiar with the Greco-Roman stuff. And I am not particularly sure. But it's one of those things where the Iliad... You did the Iliad in 5th grade, 6th grade?
Yeah, something like that.
Iliad was interesting because, obviously the Trojan War was a big feature of the Iliad and the whole thing about the Trojan horse. Actually, when I first came to America, that was like one of the first stories my mom told me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. And I remember saying, "Not the bad people in the horse, the bad people in the horse." And I was like yelling at the people, "Don't take the horse!"
Really?
Oh yeah. Fresh off the boat. Fresh off. The bad man in the horse, Don't do it. No matter with it. It's a bad gift.
It's a bad gift.
And then she stopped it. And then she picked it up the next day. Sure enough, they took the horse and I was like, "You idiots." I was so angry.
She stopped it there on purpose?
Yeah, she stopped it. And then I had to wait the whole day, and she came back the next day and she read the rest of the story. I was so angry at those guys for being that dumb.
Really? How
could you be that stupid? They're your enemies. They freaking came across half the planet to do jihad, and then all of a sudden they're just going to turn around and give you a, it'd be like me going out in the dead of winter at -20 degrees and saying that 2 white dudes jumped me and said "Make America Great Again" and tied a rope around my neck and threw bleach on me and then left randomly, and then you find out they're from Nigeria and shit.
Right. Not that that's happened.
But yeah. I mean, that was my first introduction to the Iliad, and then later on, she
That is so cute.
She got me the whole thing.
I'm like the opposite. If it's like some cliffhanger, I never end on a cliffhanger with the kids.
Really?
No, I don't.
Well, the biggest lesson that I got out of that whole thing was you can't love women like that.
What? What did it have to? I don't remember.
Because the entire jihad was about women.
So that's what you learned.
That's what I took from it. You know, honestly, it was one of the more formative stories in my life. Was that? So, I don't know. Maybe that. What?
You were how old?
6, 7.
Jeez.
What?
That's just. I mean, that's. I think that's like a. I don't think most 6-year-olds would come away with that interpretation of that story.
Yeah. I don't really understand how all that happened. I don't understand how I came away with that idea, but either way, that was the idea. There it is. So Agamemnon went to do a battle with Paris. Mm-hmm. And then Paris punked out. He didn't want to fight. So, anyway, so the whole thing was about the jealousy, you know, because... but then I think to myself, like, okay, was it jealousy or was it just plain, you know, because he talks about jealousy in the song.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure... Like, was it really jealousy, or was it just the pride that nobody's gonna take your girl and, you know, do that, and or is it just pretense for war? Like, I don't really understand. I don't really know where those lines are.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you're talking about relationships, like, you know, obviously this is a myth, but like Peterson said, there's a reason that we have some of these stories endure, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's a myth, but there's a lot of truth to it, because there's been a lot of bloodshed over females, over how men and women interact with each other, and how, you know, status works, and what happens with your status if somebody else comes and takes your girl. And are dudes really jealous because they're jealous and they want the affection of the girl, or is it more of a status thing, like their status is injured because their girl went off with somebody else?
I think it depends on the guy.
Yeah.
What? Why are you saying that?
I just would never
start a war over a woman.
I would never do that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because I've been in both types of situations, and I've never felt inclined to fight ever for a woman, ever. For that reason, I've fought for other reasons. You know, somebody's hurting, I mean, whatever. But I would never fight because a woman chose to go with somebody else. Like, I don't understand how that works.
Why? Is that because you're looking at her personal autonomy in the situation? Like, she chose to go over there?
Well, why would you fight the person? Like, what is the fighting going to solve?
Well,
like, I don't get that. Like, why would you? I mean, these things are ridiculous.
I mean, maybe you're just you're upset about it. So.
Yeah, but why? Who are you gonna fight? You're gonna fight the guy?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I never understood that. I remember in school. I remember the first time in school, like, some dude wanted to fight me over a girl, and I was genuinely curious. I was like, "You want to fight me? For what?" I couldn't believe it. I was like, I didn't understand it, and I actually was so naive to it that it was supposed to go down on the bridge and blah, you know, everything happens on the bridge. And I was like, man, come on. And then the guy really hit me. I was like, shit, he really wants to fight over this girl. Okay.
Well, I think that sometimes they're showing the girl, like, you're very important to me, so, like, I would eliminate this guy to have you back with me.
Well, if the guy was, like, posing a threat to her, sure.
But she wanted to go.
But she wanted to be with him. So how could you? What is the fighting gonna do? Like, is the girl gonna go? Well, shit. I did like this guy. He was funnier, but you can beat him up. So I'm gonna be with you, even though I like this guy's personality better. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, no. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I think part of it too is just you're upset, and so you want to do something about it.
Okay. It's crazy to me. But if you were a dude, you'd be like that.
If I really liked her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I would flip on her after. Like, I'm not saying I would beat her up. That's not what I'm saying.
You probably would. You'd be a bad man. That's probably one of the reasons why
God made me a woman.
That's one of the reasons why you hate men so much. Is probably because you're projecting on them the type of man that you would be.
Maybe. I mean,
you'd be a terrible man. But so you would fight the other guy. Is what you're telling me. You'd fight him.
It depends on. It would really depend on how much I liked her, I guess. Because
yeah, see, it wouldn't depend on that.
If I really liked her and I was like, you're saying like she cheated on you, she's gone, like that's it.
Yeah.
You're just because you're upset.
Huh.
Like I could see myself like, you know, if I, you know, walked in and you were like cheating on me with some girl, like I don't know, I could see myself just like walking away from the situation, or I could see myself going after the girl. So yeah, I guess I'm that sort of person. It's just that you're upset and you want to do something about those feelings. What?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Joy in darkness is a cold emptiness in our hearts, and they've gone away and won't come back. They'll tear down the wall to bring it in. They'll truly believe in the lie. Lie. That's probably about the horse, right? They'll tear down the wall to bring it in. That would be the horse.
Oh my gosh.
With blossoms, they'll welcome the old foe.
Yep.
That's one of
Yep.
The irony of people like joyfully welcoming things that are going to destroy them is always interesting to me. That's one of the reasons I think that the story is so powerful, because of the human propensity to embrace something that is completely destructive and to love it, even though it should be obvious. That's the whole thing about the story. No hope, the blind lead the blind. Carry on, though future's denied. Mare or stallion, there's far more inside. We're in it to kill, we'll cheerfully die. Like that is very interesting about human nature, where you see a trap and you should know that it's a trap.
Yeah.
And it's always very fascinating to watch people like fall into it. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, but I think that sometimes people fall into it because they want it to be so. Not that they want to be defeated, but that they want to believe that this is actually not a trap.
That's true. Because I had a friend, and you know who he is. He loved fighting. He loved it. Like, everybody in our crew loved fighting, but we liked the art form of it. He liked fighting people.
Oh.
He loved fighting people.
Yeah.
So he'd always be like, yo, man. You know, we'd be at gym changing. He's like, yo, we got this thing, da-da-da-da. I'm like, yo, what happened, family?
Right.
So the first couple times, like, yeah, we got you. And then after a while, my man Jose was like, yo, you ever notice that we're always in some altercation and it always comes down to this dude? And I was like, yeah. I pulled him aside. He's my best friend. I was like, I love you, man, but why the fuck is it always you?
Yeah. What'd he say?
He's like, nah, bro, I'll tell you what happened. And there was always some valid reason, but it was one of those things where he would willingly fall into it because he just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He just wanted to do it. And we got to the point where we're like, all right, fine, you do your thing. We're not next time you're in a situation, you're on your own. He's like, I bet. And we saw him getting jumped.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna get involved. Yeah, but that happened. You see this sort of thing a lot in relationships, you know, where you're like, that's obviously not a good choice.
Right.
You know, you've been in 2 relationships where the person was an alcoholic and beat the crap out of you.
Right.
And you're dating a guy who drinks. Well, it's just social drinking.
Yeah, it's like, well, do I have a sign on my head?
It's like...
No. But... yeah, no, I get it, and it's not the person's fault. It's always the attacker's fault when they attack someone.
Oh, of course, yeah. But having that conversation with someone before they get, like, I remember having the conversation. I'm like, you're not in love with this person yet. Like, stop before you fall in love with them. Like, this doesn't make any sense to pursue this. Like, you've had these bad relationships, and at the core, it was, you know, I mean, I'm sure there was some deeper issues with the guy, but You know, he had alcoholism that was so bad that he would beat her up, and this happened in multiple relationships. So why don't you find somebody that, you know, because the thing is when you like, I don't know, if somebody says I socially drink, knowing that you had a past with an abusive person because of alcohol, like it's not like they're gonna come out and say, and turns out,
yeah,
it was the same damn thing that happened to her.
Yeah, and there's usually, is that really, that's a real life situation?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn. You know, because I look at people in my life and there's always a very, very specific pattern. And then it's like, no, that's you. Like, you're positioning yourself in certain situations to where you end up, you know, being viewed this way by people, and people think they can have access to you 24/7, and you know, whatever. And,
yeah.
You know, you're not very. I don't tell people my issues, and I end up being the one everybody tells their issues, and then it's like, why do I always have all these parasitic people around me? And it's like, well, you keep putting yourself in those situations, and then in comes the Trojan horse. So I think like something in our consciousness, wherever it was, that story was codified for that specific issue, is our propensity to willingly fall into these types of traps.
Do you think, you know, like you're watching a movie, like some scary movie, and you're like, don't go in the woods!
Yeah.
Don't go. You think that that's what they're trying to portray?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. I think it's. I always say there's only 3 or 4 stories.
Right.
So it's, you know.
Don't open that door!
Yeah, don't open the door. Why are you out at Crystal Lake by yourself? You're 15 years old. Don't you know that every freaking year there's this killer in a hockey mask? But there you go.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's the same, like, in our collective consciousness. I think all of us realize that, you know, everybody has a Trojan horse somewhere. And, you know, if you don't think you have one, then that means your city's getting destroyed right now. Right now.
Yep. I had the weirdest dream last night, and what you just said reminded me of it. I dreamt that I died and I was being buried. That was like a really weird dream.
Why would you tell me something like that?
Oh, I don't know.
Why would you say something like that?
Because it just came up. It was like a weird. You know what I think it was? Because on once, you remember they were burying him. Sorry, babe.
Don't touch me. Rate the
Yeah,
song.
but I'm still here. Okay, so it started out really low, and then it got up to like an 8.3 for me.
This is a 9 for me.
I thought you were gonna give it a 10.
It ended very, very strong, and that part at the end, still the wind blows, calm and silent, carries me from a dead. I love that part. I loved it. So it ended strong. I mean, I agree. It started out, it was kind of one of these things, you know?
Yeah.
But they really put out a lot of effort here. A Night at the Opera, good Lord. These guys are talented as hell. This is a song I wish we would have seen live.
I was thinking that partway through.
Because I feel like there would have been some crazy production value and things on this that would have been like out of this world. Especially if like we could get a DVD clip. If we could rip a DVD clip from it, like, you know, when they do all the production and stuff, I'm sure it would have been badass.
Yeah.
But either way, you know, I'm good. So it's a 9 for me. Epic songs, like really, really, really long ones, are always risky.
Yeah.
Because you can, you know, we listened to a really long epic song one time. It was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And we didn't like it at all. What's the name of the song?
This one?
Yeah, and then there was silence.
Yeah, and
Yeah, let me see. Live. See if there's anything live on there. See, look at that, babe.
Yeah.
Right there. Right there.
Yep.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
You failed us!
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys tell us to go live with this
song?
song?
I didn't see them say that we should have gone live.
Anyway. So, yeah, it's a 9 for me. It probably would have been 10 if I was able to see this live.
Yeah, I don't know what mine would be.
Look at that crowd.
Huge crowd, man.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is.
That's insane. We should have done it live. Astaghfirullah.
You know, there was this.
Cost you a point.
research
Cost you a
or something
point, Hollyhocks.
That they're like, I think like their music is good for like people with Alzheimer's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wow, that's pretty crazy.
Well, they
like,
have that music therapy stuff that we saw at NAMM.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Just when I see the whole crowd, I'm like, oh wow, like.
Yeah, it's definitely
therapeutic.
We're going on a Cradle show. There's a big Slipknot show coming. Like, if we get to that Slipknot show,
when is that?
they're coming with Gojira. There's like a whole bunch of bands on that one.
When?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Get the babies on.
But if you're, yeah, I'll take video clips and get you a really good, summary of the. Me and
how it goes.
Me and Kat will go.
Yeah.
Me and Catherine will go and
Yeah.
we'll give you clips. Maybe we'll do a review.
Yeah. You could start a channel.
Start a channel with her.
Without me.
Would you fight her?
Supposedly on the Starlight, whatever.
Well, there's billions of stars in the sky.
Oh, see? There's always a catch, guys.
Vin out!
Sorry, out.
Gone!